Hey, how you doing today, and welcome back to my channel. Now today we're going to be doing a review for the movie called Dune. Now Dune. This is very funny because we've had a history with Dune on this channel. I mean, granted, history as in I have absolutely no history with Dune, let me not lie, in terms of like the actual source material of the book. I've never read it. I've never read like any forms of the books. I've never watched the older movie, so I have no actual like growing up history with Dune. But this channel definitely has history because I believe we did, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, I'm recording this very late, but I think we did two reactions to two trailers, either that or one. I mean, if I did one, this will be very awkward, but yeah, I believe it was two, right? The first and second trailer. And it's wild because now we're at the movie. I mean, I remember like seeing all those comments like ages ago and reading them. Everyone was like, oh my god, like Dune is about this and that, you're gonna love it, all that. I was like, wow, like it's gonna be crazy. And now we're here. So from what I understand of Dune after watching the movie, it's basically Game of Thrones, but instead of the 7 kingdoms fighting for the Iron Throne, imagine like planets, like people who like control planets fighting for the galaxy's most valuable resource. The big character is called Paul Atreides, and he's part of this family called House Atreides, who is basically one of those Game of Thronesy type families. And what's happening to him is he's having visions of like, well, I won't spoil what's happening, but he's basically having these visions and he's wondering what's going on, and he's trying to figure out and unravel why he's having these visions and what these visions means. And stuff is basically happening in terms of House Atreides. They've been ordered by the Emperor in order to basically go inhibit this planet and essentially make relations to its inhibitors. And that's pretty much me trying to vaguely not spoil the plot of Dune. So after seeing the film, I'm going to be real, yeah, I think this film is pretty fantastic, yeah, but I will admit, I thought it was going to be better, but it's not like it's like better because, how do I explain it? It's not like it's a better thing because, or I have negative thoughts or because of the film being bad. It's more like I have negative thoughts because of the way the film is structured. I'll get to that in a bit, but let's start off with the positives, right? First off, Denis Villeneuve directs a very beautiful movie. This movie is sci-fi, like gorgeous, eye-gasmic, like film. Like this is like beautiful, man, especially in IMAX. Like I watched it right in IMAX in like the center. I've unlocked the hack of IMAX, guys. I think I found it. It's sit in the center of the cinema of IMAX because I saw this movie there and it blew my mind. I was like, whoa. It was so damn beautiful. And even the creativity, I don't know if it's basically based on the creativity or it was obviously based on the creativity of the books, but I don't know if like some of the tech and some of the like stuff they make and the visual effects and the cool looking items and tech and like stuff that they are operating with and the designs, I don't know if it's just like stripped from the page, or I don't know if it's like from the page, inspired from the page, and their like kind of vision of what they would believe the original source material stuff is. If it's that and their re-envision like or re-imagination of that, which I feel like it more or less is, that is fire, fam. Oh my god, like this film, like even like the way the world looks, and it's not even just the world like in terms of its look, actually the world building and the world itself in terms of like its structure and all the houses and all that, I loved it, yeah. But the problem is, right, in terms of the world structure, yeah, the big problem is I feel like, right, when I was watching this movie, I actually really wanted this to be a TV show because this world clearly has depth, right? And I'm a bit like confused if we're going to be skipping stuff and removing stuff. We're definitely going to be skipping stuff and stuff is going to be removed. And I don't really want that because it seems like there's so much cool lore and so many cool stories that are just going to miss out on, but which would have been like fleshed out in a TV show, especially like a Mandalorian level production that could have worked for Dune. And I kind of wish they kind of did that instead of the movie. As beautiful as the movie is, don't get it twisted, the movie is beautiful and it's mad, like the movie is crazy, right? Just because of the lore of the world. I just kind of wish we got that. But in terms of that, right, in terms of the way the world looks, in terms of visually, it's absolutely stunning. And then there's another thing I need to say. Hanz Zimmer. That's it. All right, let's move on. So the acting is absolutely fire as well. All of them do a fantastic job, yeah, but the film is mainly centered on Timothée Chalamet's character, Paul Atreides, and Rebecca Ferguson's character as well. And I think they both are incredible in terms of like their acting performance, not just like, well, everybody had good chemistry, I believe, but in terms of the acting performance of them two especially, they killed it in my opinion. So let's get on with the negative, well, not really negatives, just stuff I just, not really, well, concerns I'd say, or stuff I just was like, a bit of a nitpick, right? So this movie is like, what, 2 hours and 50 minutes long, and it's weird, well, 2 hours and 50 something minutes long, and it's weird because it feels like it's either too long or too short, if you catch my drift. The new thing at Warner Brothers, right, I don't know why their new thing is just to lie now. I mean, it, right, it was called It. You go into the film and you go to the theater, it's called It Chapter 1. Okay, same with Dune. I'm like, fam, I mean, can you get away with that? I mean, that's kind of mad when you think about it. I mean, yes, I knew it was part 1 of Dune, but the fact they call it Dune and you go in and they say Dune part 1, you're like, wait a minute. You're like, wait a minute, I paid for Dune. I didn't pay for Dune part 1. So it's kind of a bit sketchy, let me not lie. Now, the reason why I mean by it's either too long or too short is because of this being a part 1, right? It feels too short because it's very abrupt the way it ends. Like, it ends and you're just like, huh? Like, it's really, really weird. But it makes sense if it was called part 1, but why would you advertise your film as Dune for that type of ending? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it feels really weird. Really, really weird. And I wish they kind of maybe added maybe 10 more minutes or more story. But man, like, the way it ended, it was just very, very abrupt. And that was very, very, like, very surprising to me, let me not lie. And the reason why I feel like it's too long is because, I'm not gonna lie, it's slow paced. It's slow paced, and I expected this because it is a Denis Villeneuve movie. I mean, after going into Blade Runner 2049, I knew what to expect with Dune. But even though this film, I'll admit, is faster paced, there are points where it drags. And even when I went in, like, I was expecting slow pace from the get-go, right? And as soon as I got into the movie and it starts, I'm like, all right, cool. All right, this is actually pretty faster than I thought. Okay, stuff is really happening. And you get to the middle and I'm like, oh. It was when we got to the middle or so, I was like, oh, okay. Like, here's where it's gonna be slow. Like, here we go. So I wasn't like fussed about it, but I will admit it will annoy people. So that is kind of a bit of a shame because it's a weirdly paced movie. Not weird in like a strong way. Like, not like, oh my God, it's weirdly paced. It's just like, man, like, the way it ends is just like hot. Like, it just really is like that. And just the way it was paced in the movie, it was slow at points where maybe it could have been quicker, or maybe like more stuff could have happened. Like, even maybe add 10 more minutes of action or something. Like, it did have its moments where it started to drag. But granted, I really loved it. I really like enjoyed it, but I feel like people are really gonna like be like, oh my God, at that point, those points where it drags. But all in all, man, Dune is actually incredible. And honestly, you need to watch this in theaters. I won't stress this enough. If it's safe for you to watch it in a theater, go and watch it in a theater, because it's actually a visual feast. I feel like this is one of those movies that is, okay, the plot is very important, but visually it's probably equally as important, if not like more important than the plot in this chapter 1 part of Dune. And for that, you need to watch this in theaters. I would advise watching it in IMAX. It is absolutely gorgeous. Denis Villeneuve does a great job directing. The cinematography is fantastic. The acting is unbelievable, even though some characters are in a bit less than I thought, which is a bit of a shame. I won't spoil who, but I really, really love this world and I really want to see more from it, and I hope part 2 comes soon. I do wish the fight scenes were a bit better though. That's actually one thing I will admit. But other than that, man, I had a really fantastic time with Dune. I'm really, really happy we're in a brand new sci-fi movie that's not Star Wars or Marvel, even though Marvel's like superhero, but yeah, sci-fi elements. And I love the fact that we have something so breathtaking, so beautifully made. And I hope part 2, like, I feel like part 2 is going to be the one that really like makes me go, wow, Dune is incredible. Like, this one is the one that makes me go, wow, this film is pretty damn sweet. But I feel like Dune part 2 is going to be like the one that makes me think that, okay, Dune, like the world of Dune, the story of Dune is absolutely incredible. But all in all, I'm going to give this movie a score of a 9 out of 10. It is a fantastic movie. Please watch this in IMAX, please, or watch this in theaters if you can, if it's safe to do so. Have you watched Dune, or are you going to watch Dune? Let me know in the comment section. I am open to discussion. Thank you very much for watching again. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel for more on pop culture and entertainment. I hope you have a great day. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon. All right, bye.